Speaking Task 1. You will be asked a question about a familiar topic. You will then have 15 seconds to prepare your response, and 45 seconds to speak.
Which one do you prefer? To buy the newly released e-product as soon as possible, or to wait for a while and then decide whether you want to buy it or not?
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.
I prefer to wait before buying a newly released electronic product. First, by waiting, I can read reviews and learn about the product's performance from other users. This helps me decide if it is worth the money. Second, waiting often means the price will drop after some time, so I can save money. Lastly, sometimes new products have bugs or issues that are fixed in later versions. By waiting, I can avoid these problems. Overall, I believe it's smarter and safer to wait before making a purchase.
Speaking Task 2. You will read a short paragraph and then listen to a conversation between two people. You will have 50 seconds to read the paragraph. After, you will get a question about what you read and heard. You will have 30 seconds to prepare your response and then 60 seconds to give it. You have 50 seconds to read. Start reading after the beep. Now listen to the conversation between two people.
Hey, have you seen the announcement about the new tech-free zones around campus?
Yeah, I just read it. Sounds like a good idea to me.
Seriously? I think it's a bit backwards. First off, I rely on my devices for everything, even relaxation. Listening to music, podcasts, or just checking on some study material. What if I'm in that zone and suddenly need to access something important?
Well, I guess the idea is to give us a break from all that for a short while.
And another thing, they're saying it's to promote face-to-face interactions. But what if someone, say an introvert, feels more comfortable in their own space with their device? They might feel out of place or pressured to interact when they're not ready or willing. Not everyone's idea of relaxation is the same.
I get what you're saying, but it's just a few zones. The entire campus isn't tech-free. Maybe it could help some people disconnect for a bit.
I guess we'll see. It just seems like a lot to impose without knowing if the majority even wants it.
Everyone will have their opinions. Let's see how it plays out.
What is the male student's opinion about the tech-free zones?
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.
The male student expresses strong reservations about the introduction of tech-free zones on campus. He views the initiative as regressive, highlighting his dependence on electronic devices for various activities, including relaxation. He is concerned about the practical implications, questioning what would happen if he needed to access important information while in one of these zones. Additionally, he challenges the notions that face-to-face interactions, as encouraged by the tech-free zones, are universally beneficial. He points out that introverted individuals might feel uncomfortable or pressured in such settings, suggesting that the initiative does not account for diverse preferences and needs related to relaxation and social interaction.
Speaking Task 3. You will read a short paragraph about an academic topic, then listen to a lecture about it. You will have 50 seconds to read the paragraph. After, you will get a question about what you read and heard. You will have 30 seconds to prepare your response and then 60 seconds to give it. You have 50 seconds to read. Start reading after the beep. Now listen to the lecture.
Animation, an enthralling intersection of artistry, technology, and narrative, has mirrored the growth of our civilization in profound ways. Our earliest encounters with animation-like experiences can be traced back to simple sequential drawings that, when flipped or viewed in rapid succession, seem to spring to life. Such primitive methods set the stage for more complex storytelling through moving images. By the early 20th century, animators were producing extended narratives using hand-drawn techniques, captivating audiences worldwide. These films showcased intricate plots, memorable characters, and artistic prowess, establishing animation as a powerful medium for storytelling. As we approach the dawn of the 21st century, technology further transformed the world of animation. The emergence of computer-generated imagery, or CGI, opened up a new frontier. This digital approach allowed for unprecedented detail, depth, and realism. However, irrespective of the tools used, the magic of animation always hinged on its ability to craft stories that spoke to the human condition, tales that resonated deeply with audiences of all ages. Throughout its history, animation has proved that while the mediums may change, the core principle remains: compelling narratives that captivate and inspire.
How has the evolution of technology influenced the development of animation styles and storytelling techniques? Use points and examples from the lecture.
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.
The evolution of technology has profoundly influenced animation styles and storytelling techniques. Initially, simple sequential drawings brought images to life, setting the foundation for moving narratives. By the early 20th century, hand-drawn techniques led to extended narratives offering intricate plots and characters. This era showcased the potential of animation as a medium for complex storytelling. Advancements continued into the 21st century with the advent of computer-generated imagery. This technology introduced unprecedented detail and realism, revolutionizing animation styles. However, despite these technological shifts, the essence of animation remained consistent, delivering compelling stories that resonate deeply with audiences, irrespective of the medium.
You will listen to a lecture about an academic topic. After, you will get a question about what you heard. You will have 20 seconds to prepare your response and then 60 seconds to give it. Now listen to the lecture.
Coral reefs, the underwater cities of biodiversity, support 25% of all marine species, even though they occupy less than 1% of the ocean's floor. They provide us with essential services, ranging from food and tourism to coastal protection and medicines. Yet these incredible ecosystems are at risk. Over the past few decades, the combined threats of climate change, overfishing, pollution, and sustainable coastal development have taken a toll on coral reefs. Rising ocean temperatures and acidification lead to coral bleaching events, during which corals expel the symbiotic algae living within them, causing the corals to turn white and become vulnerable. If these conditions persist, the corals die, impacting the myriad species that rely on them for survival. Australia's Great Barrier Reef, the largest coral reef system globally, has faced consecutive bleaching events due to climate change. To counter this, scientists and conservationists are experimenting with coral IVF. They collect coral eggs and sperm during annual spawning events, then grow larvae in specially designed enclosures. Once matured, these larvae are introduced to degraded reef patches, aiming to accelerate natural recovery processes. Spanning the coast of Mexico, Belize, Guatemala, Honduras, and Mesoamerican Reef is the second largest barrier reef in the world. This initiative aims to empower local leaders to design and implement projects that contribute to the reef's health. By promoting sustainable fishing practices, establishing marine protected areas, and enhancing ecotourism, this program strengthens both the reef's resilience and the local economy.
Describe the ways in which the conservation efforts are protecting the coral reefs. Use points and examples from the lecture.
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.
Conservation efforts are actively addressing the myriad of threats faced by coral reefs through innovative and community-driven approaches. The Great Barrier Reef Restoration Project exemplifies this by employing coral IVF, a technique where coral larvae are cultivated in controlled environments and then reintroduced to degraded reef areas, aiming to hasten natural recovery. On the other hand, the Mesoamerican Reef Leadership Program emphasizes local empowerment, encouraging sustainable fishing, fostering marine protected areas, and boosting ecotourism. Both initiatives not only work towards restoring and preserving coral reef health, but also bolstering the resilience of these ecosystems against the effects of coral reef damage. The Great Barrier Reef Restoration Project exemplifies this by employing coral reef